Hi and welcome back to the seventh video in the series of making Brick Collider, my version of the awesome 1970s game Breakout. Uh, Last video saw us making and displaying messages for basically the intro into the game and a countdown for the levels. In this video we're going to make the rules for the game for losing lives. If the ball falls off the end of the screen, you lose a life. Also we'll be making a display then to actually display the current amount of life. So when you lose a life, it'll go down by 1, 2. It'll be down by the bottom left hand corner of the screen. Okay, let's get started then. Right, first off, let's make our function for a new game. So we scroll down to the end here and define our new function. So we go df new game new underscore game, and it has to take in the parameter self. Surprise, surprise. Now we want weight here equals true because we're going to be pausing for a thing. We want screen to fill up, so that'll clear the screen basically once everything. It'll get rid of everything on the screen. We want to display a message now, which would be new game. Let's just go up here and copy it from up here. It'll be basically the same. We'll change the size of the font though. And then the text needs to be changed. So we go in here, new game, and then give parameters for yes or no, basically. Just tell the person to select Y or N. Font size we'll reduce to 50, and we won't need to change anything else there. So while wait, so this is true, so it's going to wait until we change the parameter here. We're going to look for some events. It'll be basically the same events that we've been waiting for in the main loop. So we should just copy these and bring them down. We'll just change them as we go along. Down and paste. Oops, tab that across once more. There we go. Right, we're going to need to change this to weight equals false, because that's the loop that we're using at the moment. And then we also want to return false, so it'll quit out of everything. It's going to return at the end false. Basically it's going to be the same for the other escape routes that we're going to use, and for the key N, so we change that P to a key N, and then change the comment as well to reflect what we're actually pressing. So weight will also be false, and then we'll also want to return false. Now we'll want to copy this and carry it down. This will be the value for yes. So we'll change that to Y, and then change the N to Y as well. Weight will be false, but return will be true, because we want to return a true value so that the game will keep running. Okay, so let's make a variable for our lives. So let's go back up to the top. Right, to start there, we'll say global lives. Yes. And we must assign a value for lives. We say lives equals, well, let's give us 3 lives. Actually, let's make it 0 so we can check it later. Global variable needs to be called in the ball class, so we need to assign it as a global variable. Okay, so let's get down to the end of the running loop, or the while running loop, and then check if the lives are 0 or less than, basically. So add a comment in here, make sure it's part of the while loop as well. So we go if lives is less than or equal to 0. I'll say call it less than here, just in case for some mad reason lives end up as -0. If we say equals 0, then it won't register that you have less than 0 lives. So we want running equals self dot new game, open and close parentheses. This is basically, we'll run the new game function, and whatever value is returned from there will be assigned to running. So if it's false, it'll end, and if it's true, it'll keep running. Now we need to empty the BL underscore group, so that'll clear the screen or the group of all blocks that are contained in it. We also want level equals to 1 to reset the level back to 1, and we want to assign lives as 3. Okay, so let's save it and see if it runs. Okay, there we go. Alright, colon instead of a semicolon. Be good. There we go. Change that, save it again, and let's run. Okay, just wait a second. I want to interpret what's there. Right, there we go. Level. Right, because lives was 0, it ran straight into this check lives loop. That was select the no. We'll have to run through all the start again, so. And if we said yes, and there we go. That's us off and running. Okay, so now we need to define a way how to lose a life, basically. So that's if the ball falls off the bottom of the screen, then that's in the ball move definition. So it's going to hit the top, so that's going to stay the same. But we need to change this little bit in here first. Because we select set position at the start of every not block section here, that just resets the ball. So there's no need to have that in the when we create a ball, because it's every time it is, we just end up setting it anyway. Okay, so let's cut out this little bit. So that's going to stay the same. So if the ball hits the top, it's going to change direction. So we need if ball direct. We need to change that to top instead of the bottom. So if the top of the ball is under the bottom of the screen, basically we need to do this. Now, so we need to call for global lives now. So because we're going to change this variable, so we need to call for it. So global lives, and then we'll say lives minus equals 1. So that will decrement the value of lives in the global variables. So we also want to reset the position of the ball. There's no point in having the ball at the bottom off the screen when you can't do anything. So the ball needs to be reset back to the starting position. Okay, let's stick a comment in here. If the ball passes the bottom of the screen. Save it and see that it's working right. Okay, alright. The glider, run through the start sequence. Level, yeah, because we have the live still set at 0. Okay, let's destroy our lives. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's check no there. Okay, so far so good. Let's create a display for our lives now. So let's go down to just before the display.flip. We'll add in, well, we'll call the function here self.draw underscore lives. Yeah, we need to take in the parameters, or parameter for text. So we're going to say lives colon space. Then we need to take in how many lives we have. So we want a string value for that. So string and then lives and 2 end parentheses there. Okay, our lives is set at 0, so let's change that to 3 so that it can run. And let's go down and define the function now. It's going to be pretty easy. It's not going to be a big function. So basically define draw underscore lives needs to take in self and text. Okay, so make sure we have a colon and tab. So we can copy this text here. We can just change the parameters for. So that's going to take in the text. Let's change the font size to 50. Where we want to display it, we want it 50 in and say 580. This is going to be centered Let's run it and check it. Oh, we still run through the start. And right, there we go. We have our lives on the bottom. It's a little bit off. Let's change the font size maybe. Yeah, okay, so 30 font. See how that goes. Through the start sequence again. Oops. Right, so let's destroy a block anyway. And destroy the lives. Which lives go down to 1 life left. 0 lives left. Yeah. Do you want a new game? Let's say yes. It wants you to start again. And yes, there we go. The blocks have all cleared and reset. Our lives will have reset as well. And we're back on level 1 and all. Okay, well that's it now. We've basically created our game, Brick Collider. And it is a bit basic. It doesn't do an awful lot. There's only 3 levels. We can create extra levels if you want, just by adding them in. We could also use dictionary add-ins if the lists for levels gets very long. We can also create extra brick types in the game, bricks which give you bonuses, or bricks that will actually punish you for something. You know, sometimes you can even get extra balls added in or something, you know. Well, that's basically it in this series. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you all again soon, and if you've liked it, subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye.